Hello. Today we're going to look at the European region. And I chose the European region, one, because I've never been to Europe, and two, and when I'm ready to go, these are the top 5 castles that I want to see that are listed on my bucket list. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off in Romania. And located in Romania is one of the first castles that I'd like to see, and it's called the Bran Castle, located in Bran, Romania. And we'll go ahead and click that article. And we're going to go ahead and look at an aerial view of the castle. As you can see, it's made out of stone and it's surrounded by its village. It has trees, and right below, as you can't see, but there is river access to this castle. And it is also known as the Dracula Castle. And the ironic part about that is that the character that Dracula is based on is called Vlad Dracula, and it's also stated that he's never stepped foot in this castle. Yet, every year, thousands of vampire fans flock to this castle to take a look inside. And I could see why. It's very medieval. As you can see in its woodwork, it's very ornate and a lot of carvings with a lot of wood, brick flooring, a lot of wood beams for the ceiling. And this is one of the reasons why I would love to go here. I would love to have a library just like this. Love the woodwork, the books on display. I wouldn't want to polish it, but I think it's very beautiful and very comforting to sit in. And they also has a stairwell and a passageway, and they said they would use this. So if they were being under attack, whoever's in the castle has a direct passage all the way down to where the river was, and they can load into the boats and be off away from all the enemies. My next stop on our trip, as you can see, would be Valles Line, would be into Spain. And in Spain, there is the Alhambra Castle, located in Granada, Spain. And we'll click that. Now, this castle was originally built in 1889, and it was completed in the middle of the 13th century. And it started off as an Arabic and a Muslim castle. And it's located right there, as you can see. And it was conquered by Christians in 1492. And they didn't change too much of the artwork, as we're going to see. They kept everything very much into the scripted of more of a Arabic type of structure. So as you can see by the decorations and the decor and the carvings. And it has actually in the walls, there is still Arabic inscriptions showing decors and stories about it. It is surrounded by a few ponds, all man-made. The entrance is so grand. It has a lot of mosaic, glasswork, and stonework throughout the whole area. Like I said, they didn't change too much of it, which is really, really nice of the whole thing. A lot of visitors, as you can see, and they kept it where it's more of an Arabic and Muslim theme. And they also added, so this added is a structure that they added for more protection when the Christians took over. But as you can see, it's really pretty, and a lot of the artwork inside, the carvings and the white marble stone. And embedded, they said there's still scripture written in it. And it's survived since 889. Our next stop, as you can see, is going to be the Bodium Castle. It is located in East Sussex, and we're going to go ahead and click on there. And this is the Bodium Castle. As you can see why I picked it. It's beautiful. It's surrounded by a moat, and inside there we have the castle that lines around, and this holds all the rooms. And inside is a courtyard. It has 2 entrances. So we have the main grand entrance, and you have the back entrance area over here. It was built in 18 1385 with the permission of Richard II. Its exterior walls are still preserved, and you can still visit this castle. Unfortunately, the insides have all become ruined, and the travel ropes have blocked you off to see most of the rooms and most of the area that you can see. But you can still go into the courtyard, and I believe there's one more area that you could still go into. And here is one. As you can tell, one of the bridges is no longer there, and it's just surrounded by the moat area. We're going to go ahead and stay in the United Kingdom, and we're going to jump on over to the United Kingdom area, north area, and we will stop off and see the Edinburgh Castle, located in Edinburgh. It was built in the 12th century, and its actually placement is on top of an extinct volcano. And they say that this is one of the oldest buildings in Scotland, and it is haunted by a ghost called the Lone Piper. But it's very majestic. It was held for many wars. A lot of prisoners were held there, it said. You can still take tours, as you can see. You can walk through the building. A lot of the passages are still open, and they said that this is the most famous castle to visit in Europe. And as you can see, it's grand, it's huge. And they said a lot of the workers still live there, so if you work in a museum, they let you stay in some of the rooms provided. And this is once you're inside. You can go into the castle part of here, and it's called Half Moon Battery. And they say the reason this is so big is because every couple hundred years it was just kept on adding on, and they just added and added on. You can see the cannons. So instead of knocking anything down, they would just basically refurbish some of the material, add it on to the rest of the wall, and that's why you can see that a lot of the work, even though they're done years apart, are still cohesive with the rest of the building. And we're going to end our tour in the Kylemore Abbey and Victorian Walled Garden, located in the county of Galway in Ireland. And let's go ahead and click on that. And the Kylemore Abbey is one of our newer castles. It was actually built in 1868 by a wealthy doctor, and it was built for him and his wife. It has majestic views. It has view of the ocean. It's right on the coast. It has a full garden, and it's located right here in this lush green area. And as you can see, it looks more like a downtown abbey type of a castle. And it is lived in more now and more recently than the other castles on my list. When his wife had passed away, he sold it to a duke who actually let it go to ruins, unfortunately. So slowly it's been restored. And if we go a little here, we can see this is the doctor who built it, Kylemore, and his childhood pictures. And we're still strolling down, and these are part of its gardens that it grows now. It has banana leaves, everything that you can get tropical that you normally wouldn't get in the European countries. Supplies huge greenhouses. As you can see, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is just a quarter of the yard. And when his wife passed away, he built a church for her. And this is the inside of the church. And this is the view it gets from the castle. And on this one, in this castle, you can actually go in a lot more. You can go through a lot more of the rooms. They have it set up, all the rooms up for dining areas, living room areas. A lot of imported lace. And during World War One, it was used as for housing for soldiers. And it's a garden. So that is my trip in the near future, hopefully, of my castles I would love to visit. Thank you for watching.